Holy shit, sports fans, do we have another good one for you here in Week 17. We have the Disney Mayhem versus the Big Dick Dudes. And this is the kind of Week 17 drama you just pine for at the beginning of every season. It's a divisional matchup, but more importantly, it's a conference matchup in the Bob Conference. The Big Dick Dudes currently hold the final playoff spot, the 6th seed, with a record of 9-6. However, divisional foe Disney Mayhem is hot on their heels with an 8-7 record. Which basically means, folks, winner in, loser out. And these two teams, they played each other once already this season. And for it to come down to Week 17 and their second divisional matchup of the game is what football Tecmo is all about. So as we go through the positions here, this has got the feeling of a playoff game. It's basically a play-in game. It's like when baseball put in that stupid one-game playoff for the wild card teams. This feels much cooler than the stupid wild card one-game series, which is an oxymoron in itself. Baseball playoffs, they fucked those up good. But right here in Tecmo Owners League, we have the best playoff format known to man, which is the 1991 NFL playoff format. 3 division winners and 3 wildcard teams, which means the top 40%-ish or so of each conference makes the playoffs. That way you get no teams like the 8-8 Chicago Bears versus the New Orleans Saints like we did a year or two ago. I think it was Nagy's last decent year in Chicago. It was the year that basically Nagy gave up on Mitch Trubisky. But at this point, I'm just trying to fill time, folks. Here we go. Week 17. Disney Mayhem. Big Dick Dudes. Here we are at midfield for the coin toss. You guys ever notice that the coin looks like a big plus sign flipping around? Anyway, small hands will kick it off, and here we go, folks. Winner take all. Ursula, waiting for the return. He looks very slow. He cannot be the starting returner. I should have paid more close attention to the injuries, but I was too busy listening to myself talk. There's a called play and a QB sack on a play action that went deep backwards into... throws it into coverage. They're going to be lucky to avoid a safety here, the Mayhem. I gotta admit, I kind of like their colors. I don't think I've announced either of these two teams this year. I know I haven't announced the Big Dick Dudes. But they'll avoid a safety at least as they punted away on the first drive of the game. And that is not how you want to start a game with your back against the wall. Not only do you give up possession, but you give the other team excellent field position. The Dudes start at midfield. And here's another called play with a big sack. So far we've seen a lot of called plays to start the game. There's really nothing you can do about that. This time the line holds up on a play-action play. Quarterback gets hit, but throws it just in time. Wow, missing the outstretched fingers of the defender, and we have a touchdown, folks. The Big Dick Dudes come out swinging with their backs against the wall. Mandingo throws a touchdown. I assume these are all guys with giant wieners, which would, be a very obvious statement, but I'm perplexed why anyone would want to create a team theme about other people's wieners, but I've seen worse here. Extra strength rape really pushed the envelope on on the sexual innuendo in this league. There's a big pass, and the Mayhem are clawing their way back. They cross midfield, 1st and 10. Called play, sacked by Nacho Vidal. Mayhem need to start calling some plays that don't get called by the defense. Quarterback fades back to pass, looking for a receiver. He's got a couple options, but I don't know if that was one of them. It was. The safety did not get over in time. And after a JJ reception, Buzz Lightyear puts the Mayhem on the board. Tigger will kick off, and the Big Dicks will return it. Modest gain here, and here we go. The offense is set up, looking for a receiver. Finds one. That's good throw power there and throw accuracy by the quarterback. He'll get the first down on the catch and tack on a few more after a rack of about 7 or 8. Quarterback fades back to pass, and he'll just take off with it, folks. He looks pretty spry, looks pretty speedy. He'll get exactly 10. And it'll be a first down for the Big Dick Dudes. Shotgun formation once again. A lot of pressure this time. Throw it wildly inaccurate. He's lucky that one didn't get picked. The nearest player was a defender. There's that play action pass. Throws it short. The guy was open when he threw it, but the defender converged quickly to knock it away. Fading back to pass, this time lots of time. Does he make the right decision? He does. Catching it between 3 outstretched defenders is Evan Stone, who after that will run it into the end zone. And Mandingo has himself another passing touchdown. It'll be 14-7, folks. 14-7. The Big Dick Dudes defending their playoff spot against Disney Mayhem. Handoff to the top sideline. Does not look like a very fast running back. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. Quarterback will fade back to pass now. They better stick with the pass game because I'm not impressed with their running game at the moment. Play action pass, looking for a receiver. He's got one short. He just takes off with it himself, and it'll now be 4th and 8 after a very short gain on 3rd and long. He gets the punt off. Looks to be a solid punt. The Dudes will return it from their own 30, and after a couple of decent blocks and a good move by the returner, he crosses midfield. He's deep now into Disney territory. Crosses the 10, the 5, and he'll start with excellent field position. Those Big Dick Dudes will start on their own 4 after an excellent punt return, and a fumble threatens out of bounds. A fumble threatens to make it all for naught. Here we go. This is that weird shotgun formation where the quarterback runs to the top sidelines. He will get to the goal line. And the Big Dick Dudes on 3rd and 1. The play call will make all the difference. And despite the play appearing to have been called, Alex Hell turns the corner. Touchdown. Big Dick Dudes. And with a playoff spot on the line, the Big Dick Dudes have to be feeling pretty darn good about themselves at this juncture in the ballgame. A lot of time left, though. Here comes Ursula. Disney Mayhem. That returner is slow as fuck. 4 wideouts, 3 on the bottom, 1 at the top. They look all covered to me. Who's he going to throw to? He throws it into coverage, and it doesn't matter anyway. It's caught. Tackled immediately for a pretty big gain. They're just shy of midfield now, about to cross it. Here's a handoff to the top sideline. Once again, stuffed for a 1-yard loss. Are they going to call it again? Nope, it's a pass this time from the same formation. Quarterback tries to take off with it. He'll get taken down right at the line of scrimmage. It won't be a sack, but it won't be a gain either. 3rd and long. Disney Mayhem needing to answer back after 3 touchdowns by the Big Dick dudes. Handoff. This time he gets a few. That might be their largest gain on the ground so far. Handoff. Breaks a tackle. Doesn't get much though. 3rd and short. They will pass it on 3rd and short, and they will have some options. Dumps it off to the running back, who was just a few yards away from the quarterback, and he'll pick up the first down. That was almost like a draw play, the way it ended up. Quarterback will try to take off with it again, and he won't get anything. Nacho Vidal will take him down for his 2nd sack. Running. Another running play. That is a 6-yard gain. 7-yard gain, I think. The toss play to the top. It'll get snuffed out, and oh boy. Down 2 touchdowns already. They'll lose another player. Yes, looks like Genie was injured in a previous game, and Donald Duck will go down here. And now they are down to some serious bench players in a game where it's do or die. 21-10 after a Tigger-made field goal. They will kick it off now. 1:56 remaining in the first half. Caught deep in his own end zone. Dean will take it out and get tackled immediately at the 5-yard line. This is a chance for Disney Mayhem to turn it around. It's a safety opportunity. Throws very poorly. It's off the fingertips of the wide receiver who was open at the time. Can the Disney Mayhem defense do something? Anything? Looking for a receiver. Finds him. The Disney Mayhem defense let them get out of a serious pressure situation. They'll gain about 15. 1st and 10 at the 20 now. This is that QB run. Designed out of a shotgun formation. Gets about 6. Play action pass here. Looking for a receiver. He's got one wide open. This will be a touchdown if it's caught, folks. It's caught, but he needed to dive to get it. That allowed the defenders to catch up and take him down. Still a big gain. They're well within field goal range now with time ticking here. We are inside of 1 minute in the first half. They will take their final timeout, the dudes that is. 3 wideouts, 1 running back. He's looking for a receiver. He's got one over the middle, medium length. That's who he picks. And after what appears to be almost an instant replay of a play from the first quarter that resulted in a touchdown, 3 defenders dive and miss. Oh my goodness, with 10 seconds left, they're just going to kick a field goal. It's the safe bet in a game like this. I get it, but I think they might have had time for one more play. 24-10, that'll likely be the score going into the half, pending some sort of miracle for the Disney Mayhem. Oh my goodness, folks. Not that it would have mattered, but there was a fumble on the field right before the end of the first half. By the time someone recovered it, the half was over. (24-10). Dean will return it. He seems to be a very solid returner there for the Big Dick Dudes. Gives them excellent field position, but after a called play, Joy takes him down for a sack. The Disney Mayhem defense needs to wake up, and wake up quick. Play action pass, roll out, throws it to the right guy. This guy's speedy. He will dodge a whole bunch of tacklers. and he'll bring it deep down into Disney Mayhem territory. Disney's playoff chances seem to be slipping right through their grasp. The defense is not showing up when they need them to. Short gain there. Hand off to the bottom sideline. Risky diving tackle will take him down. 3rd and 4, folks. Here comes that QB run. And the blocker's set up well, and he'll get at least the first down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Disney Mayhem needs a stop, and they need it desperately. Play action pass. He's got a wide open receiver at the goal line. That's who he picks. Desperate diving tackle stops him at the goal line. He's got about a yard to go, and he will not get it. The Disney Mayhem defense, can they do it one more time? They can, folks. And by a thread, they will keep their chances alive. Just barely. This will be an easy make for a field goal if it doesn't get blocked. It doesn't. 27-10. Big Dick Dudes now with a 3-score lead and a mere quarter and a half to go in the ball game. Here comes Ursula. Just don't fumble it at this point. It looks like her legs are in quicksand every time she moves. Fades back to pass. Looking for a receiver. He finds one. 20, 10, 5. Inside the 5. Looking for a receiver. They need this touchdown. They need it badly. And the quarterback will just take it in himself. Buzz Lightyear runs it in, trying to put his team on his shoulders. And they do exactly what's needed to get done. In about 40 Tecmo seconds, they score a touchdown and close the gap a little bit on the Big Dick Dudes. Here comes another return by Dean. My expectations are high after the first 2.5 quarters. He gets a solid return just shy of the 30. Here comes that QB run. They finally call it. He's got tons of options. He'll just take it himself, though. And the Disney Mayhem catches up with him at midfield and takes him down after a huge gain on his feet. Here comes that QB run again. They set up better on defense to stop it, but it doesn't matter. The quarterback is just too quick for him. The defenders are just too slow to respond. They must not have very good acceleration power. Throws it kind of into coverage there, but Evan Stone brings it down anyway, and we are already knocking on the door of the red zone here. If you're a Big Dick Dudes fan, wide open receiver at the top of the screen. Overthrown, but the receiver adjusts beautifully, and that will be a touchdown. Mandingo with another huge touchdown toss. And it is now 34-17, folks. That Disney Mayhem defense is just not showing up today. Ursula is going to return it from deep in Mayhem territory, and she only gets a few yards. Disney Mayhem has a long way to go. And all the receivers are covered at this point. Probably a good decision just to throw it way out of bounds. Looking for a receiver. He does find one. It's Ursula, though. They'll get a first down, but barely anything more. And with 1 quarter to go, Ursula is not the one you want to depend on here with your backs against the wall. Throws it into coverage. That was dangerous. Well, all receivers are covered. Oh, my goodness. That will just about do it, folks. It looks like the Big Dick Dudes are going to defend their playoff spot and defend it mightily here as they take a massive 3-score advantage here with just a few moments to go in the game, few minutes to go in the game. Tom Conrad owns the Big Dick Dudes, so congratulations to him. He actually does have a shot at the 5th seed now, depending on how the 4th seeded team does, or excuse me, the other 5th seeded team, the Hoodats, who are currently on the 5th seed. The Big Dick Dudes with this win will temporarily, possibly permanently, take over the 5th seed, and the Hoodats, who are guaranteed a playoff spot at this point, it's just a matter of whether or not they are the 5th or 6th seed. At this point, it is all elementary. It is all academic at this point. But Disney Mayhem gives up the ball turnover on downs. So just looking at ahead to some to some potential playoff matchups here. So in the Bob Conference, the Axes at 12-3 locked up the number 1 seed, and Team Beachbody, John Balog's team. We all know who owns the Axes. They locked up the buys in the first round, and the Early Yachts Armada won their division last week. Congrats to them. I believe at one point they were like 4-6-1. They are now 8-6-1, and division champions. The Retro Sports Gamers, who are 11-4, in the division with the Axes, unfortunately for them. They have a nice deep playoff run coming their way, I'm pretty sure. So at this point, folks, the matchup would be the Early Yachts Armada in the wild card round against the Hoodats, and the Retro Sports Gamers will host the Big Dick Dudes. But that's all pending the result of the Hoodats game. Looking down into the Raj Conference, once again, the Eternia All-Stars, number 1 seed. No one's even close to them at this point, folks, at 13-2. Petrosic, number 1 seed. Newberry Winners, 11-4. But I'm not sure if you'll have seen their game by the time you see this, so I won't spoil anything for you, but it doesn't matter, because the Newberry Winners already locked up the number 2 seed. Via point differential, there's just no way the number 3 seed Nintendo Power could catch up in the point differential in one game. So, as it stands right now, it's really difficult to project any matchups in the Raj Conference because there are so many teams still alive. Literally 9 out of 14 teams are still alive in the Raj Conference for a playoff spot. So I won't even pretend to guess who's going to be in the wild card round, let alone the matchups that might be provided. It'll be interesting to see, though, because there is a potential for a Nintendo Power Chicago Drunkards return match, which would be the 3rd time they have played this season, Nintendo Power having taken both games by small margins. And I would also like to see the Jenkinson boys face off in the conference round in a divisional playoff matchup. But there it is for you, folks. The Big Dick Dudes win handily, 48-17. The Disney Mayhem defense just never showed up today in a game they absolutely needed to have. We will say goodbye to Disney Mayhem. We'll see you next season, Silver Fox owns that team. He's been around a while. Looks like it cut me off. Anyway, Silver Fox owns that team. Hope to see you next season.